And I didn't know that he was leading me in a journey. It's like, this is going to be fun. You think this is exciting? Oh, this is really exciting, Jesus. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun for you. Give you an example. Like, we have 3 cats at our house for each of our kids, and we have a 4th child coming. Thank God. And last year we did some recording at our house. And while we were doing the recording in January and February, my youngest daughter Lucy's cat, Shadow, got an almond stuck. These are outdoor cats. We found these cats for free, by the way. You know, but they're beautiful cats, and Rachel loves animals. My wife loves animals, and the kids love the animals, and we've got a dog. And just to tell you, just as a background, not to feel sorry for me or anything, but we had lost a baby and we lost a dog all in the same year. The babies obviously was the hardest one, but it's like with the kids losing their best dog, their dog, Buddy Hudson Taylor. I mean, he was named after the great missionary to China. This guy dies. Anyway, he's a great big dog. So we just gotten a new dog. Henry Nowen is our new dog's name. And so, anyway. And then we got these cats, these outdoor cats. And so Shadow, my daughter Lucy's cat Shadow, she gets this almond. He gets this almond stuck in. And so I go downstairs because it's Emma's job to take care of the cats every morning and feed the cats. And she comes running up to me and she says, Daddy, something's wrong with Shadow. So I go out and I see Shadow, and Shadow's like, it's like throwing up and like looks terrible, and poor cat. And it was obvious this cat wasn't going to make it very long because it was very, very sick. So I said, well, we got to get the cat to the veterinarian hospital. So she said, okay. So we put the cat in the car and we all took the cat up to the vet hospital. They all said, well, we're going to have to keep the cat. So they kept the cat. And we got home, and everybody all day was just real sad, it was real sad. I mean, I'll admit I wasn't as sad as everybody else, but they were sad. And my wife is really sad about things like this too. And so that evening for dinner, we're eating, and my wife hears the phone ring, and she runs in and she picks up the phone, which is odd because we don't pick up the phone during dinner time usually. And she was so excited about this cat, getting the news. And so she runs in and she gets on the phone. It's the vet, and she says, how you do that, It's the vet, So she's on the phone, and we're all kind of listening in, and we can realize that the conversation's going up. It's good. So she gets off the phone and she says to us all sitting at the table, that was the vet. And I said, oh, awesome, what's the news? Oh, everything's going to be fine. They figured out what it is. Because we didn't know, actually, I forgot to tell you that. We didn't actually know that it was an almond at the time. It was just the cat was dying. And so they said, It's an almond. They found an almond. It's an almond stuck in its, passageway. And so they're just going to do a little surgery and get the almond out. So the kids were like, that's awesome. They're so excited. Their faces are glowing. Even Lucy, who can't hardly talk, she's like excited and yay! Everything's going to be great. And then I just said, so did they say how much that might cost? I just wanted to know. And Rachel says, yeah, it's expensive. They said it'd be about $1,000. And you just have a second to respond. So in your brain, in that second, you're just seeing your kids in psychological counseling offices later on in life because you killed their cat. You know what I mean? It all happens quickly. And they're all excited and pumped, and they're going to save the cat at the veterinarian hospital, and what am I going to do? And so I just said, and then Samuel, before I even have anything to say, Samuel just bursts out, oh, $1,000, that's nothing, right, Dad? That's nothing. I mean, this is a life. This is a life, Samuel says, Dad. And so I just said, it's nothing. It's not a problem. This is awesome. I am so excited about this cat. I'm serious. That's what I said. And so, you're just say goodbye to that. That's a lot of money for me. Anyway, so a lot. And so, a whole lot. And so I said, so I go to Germany a couple weeks later, and I get back. We had this awesome time in Germany. And when you have awesome times and thousands of people just come to listen to you talk, as unholy as you might think you are, you sometimes get a little bit of a sense of, I am one of yours. I'm the beloved. There's 3,000 people that just come just to hear you mumble. You know what I mean? It's like, and sometimes you can get a little bit of a big head, and it's really good for the Lord to kind of bring you back to cat life. And so I'm flying back home, had this awesome time in several cities in Germany. People were really hungry for the Lord. We had a wonderful time together. And I get back and sleeping in. And I wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning to my wife screaming. Shadow! Just screaming. And I jump out of bed because I thought something happened to Lucy maybe or something. I jump out of bed and the energy is flowing through my veins. And she says, Jason, kid, the shadow is on the road. I said, You got to be kidding me. She says, you got to get it off the road before the kids come home. I said, all right. So I go out there in my pajamas. And I kind of live outside of Milwaukee, but we live in a fairly busy area. So cars are driving by, and I'm just in my PJs looking at this cat. And it was just, we have 3 cats, you know what I mean? Like, how could this happen? And so I'm looking at Shadow, and I thought, I paid $1,000. This is what I thought. I just paid $1,000 2 weeks ago to save you from an almond. Seriously. It just, you're racking your brain and you're just saying to yourself, God's got to be saying something here. I mean, it's just too ridiculous. You got to get something out of this. Because that is ridiculous. It could have been another one of the cats, and I would have even understood. But the cat that I just spent $1,000 on is lying dead on the road 2 weeks later. This is ridiculous. In fact, I was so frustrated that in frustration, I literally got down on my hands and knees, put my hand on the cat, and I said, get up! I did. Just